Give us another crank, will you? Robbie complied and then backed away as the truck rattled off up a side street. What the heck can I do in a place like this? Robbie doubted his years of scratching out a living on a potato farm would qualify him for work in some other grower's orange grove. There weren't any factories that he could see, and Hollywood haberdashers wouldn't hire somebody with only one set of clothes, and those almost too worn to be decent. Mexico still seemed like the best bet. But suddenly he couldn't muster the energy to take the next step, or catch the next lift, or scrounge the next dime. So he shoved his hands in his empty pockets, forced his back straight, and strode down the sidewalk as though he truly had some place to go, as though he wasn't adrift, or as cast away as his namesake, Robinson Crusoe Goodman. He shook his head as he followed the route Mr. Sampson's truck had taken, away from the main street, and up a slight hill. Ma sure had some odd notions when it came to naming her sons. Eddie had been lucky. At least Pa had put his foot down over Oedipus. At the back of Mr. Sampson's orange grove, Robbie found a wooden shack worthy of his old man's farm, and secured with nothing but a 2x4 across its door. He slipped inside and blinked until his eyes adjusted to the gloom after the brightness of the westering sun. The dirt floor was littered with arm-long sections of metal pipe as big around as his head, and a stack of broken crates leaned against the wall like a rummy who'd never heard of the Volstead Act. Not the most comfortable flop, but better than he had any right to expect. He curled up on the floor with his back to the wall, arms wrapped across his belly, and begged sleep to take him before he cried. I'm not working with Boyd Brody again, Sid. I can't. Martin Brentwood met his own gaze in the mirror over the drink cart in his living room. God, he looked like 10 miles of bad road. He tried to drown me. Sid Howard, Martin's manager, emerged from the kitchen, drying his hands on a dish towel. Come on, Marty, he was just kidding. Giving you the business, same as he does with any actor. You can't take this personal. I damn well do take it personally. He'd never try that shit with Fairbanks. Shite. Martin frowned at Sid. What? A baronet's son from Herefordshire wouldn't say shit. But I'm not a baronet's son from Herefordshire. Martin sloshed more gin into his glass. That would be you. Me, I'm only a tailor's apprentice from Flushing. Sid tossed the towel on top of the piano and pried the glass out of Martin's grip. No, that would be me, and don't forget it, even when we're alone. Even in your own head. It's easier to remember the lies if you live them full time. Sid sniffed the contents of the tumbler and made a face. Don't drink this shit, you'll go blind. I'll have you know, this gin was brewed in Barstow's finest bathtubs. Martin shuffled to the Davenport and flopped down on the cushions. But you're right. He bared his teeth. It's shite. That's more like it. Sid settled in the wingback chair across from Martin. So, I met with Jacob Schlossberg today. Better you than me, Martin muttered. I loathe the bastard, and the feeling is decidedly mutual. Maybe. But the reasons for the hate are different. You hate him because he's a pontificating blowhard with delusions of grandeur and the morals of a weasel. Because... Sid raised his voice over Martin's. He's the one who controls your career. He's not the only one. Ira owns half the studio. Yeah, but Ira's the talent-facing brother. Jacob's got his sausage-like finger on the studio's financial pulse. And when it comes down to it, at Citadel Motion Pictures, money'll trump talent every time. Martin snorted. So much for art. Pictures aren't art, Marty. They're business. Big business. And if nobody pays to see a picture, it don't matter if it's as arty as the Russian crown fucking jewels. Really, Sid, Martin murmured. Your language. Sid grinned. Unlike some, I don't forget who I'm supposed to be.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.